Good morning everyone, my name is Christian from Two-Headed Wolf Gaming and welcome back to Path of Exile in our new league. I just came
Hello.
into the city and I sold all the items that we had available. That happened a while back, but I'll talk about it in a second. And now I was just about to take our reward from Nessa, and we are about to take the lightning damage, and we will need another lightning damage as well, because we do need one for the Poe-vault right now, for the frost bomb, instead of the elemental proliferation. That is not something that was part of the build, and I am going to add some lightning damage. Maybe we'll add it to the freezing pulse. How will this go? Maybe let's see if we can get from Nessa something that will help us more. Not that much.
While we live, we are blessed.
I was thinking about adding the damage, the lightning damage, to freezing pulse instead of arcane surge, but I guess we'll leave it on the arcane surge for now. Just gonna throw this into the stash. We already have one of these rings with the cold resistances, and we're gonna add it there just to protect us. Maybe we'll do a double cold ring here.
While we live, we are blessed.
This should be pretty good for us to fight later on. And in the stash, in the jewels and flask, we're gonna throw in the quicksilvers for future characters. So we're not helping only us, but also possible future builds. Let's get back to the prison. I had a break, a few hours break between our first episode and this one. I had a really fun session. Like pretty recently I had the idea of playing online with my brother, like going back to Witcher, not to Witcher, to Heroes 3. Ever played Heroes 3? Do you know the game? I'm guessing that some of you, looking at my demographics mostly, I know that some of you probably caught it and played it when they were young. That game is really, like, it was a really fun session. I lost this time, but he got very lucky. I can't believe how lucky he got. I'm not gonna go into details. I'm not sure that most of you would know exactly what happened, or maybe even forgot, because even I forgot that such a thing existed. But it was a fun game to play. Can't believe how fun it was even many years later at this point. Getting into the points right now in the Path of Exile, I am going to go this way. Or I think if we're taking a look at our points, because it has been a few hours now, let me check the second monitor and activate Path of Build. So if we're gonna check Path of Build here, we are going to go with Nimbleness first, and after having Nimbleness, I don't think I'm gonna go here just yet. I think I'll go north to critical spells, like getting this critical strike for spells, and then all the way up here to Heart of Thunder. I think that's going to be our goal, because we're gonna use Arc. Arc does lightning damage, and this is one of the things that we could use. 25% increased lightning damage is amazing. Damage penetrates 6% lightning resistances is really good, and 0.2% of lightning damage leaked as energy shield, that's good as well. It's gonna keep our energy shield up, plus a lot of lightning damage. So I think this is what we are going to go for. Let's get back into the game. I love having this second monitor. So let's see, Nimbleness it is then, getting this dexterity. let's see if we need to do the trial here. So this is our first trial of Ascendancy. These first few levels are so easy, so much fun. It doesn't even matter if it hits us that much. Though we're not gonna sit and take the full brunt of the damage. But one of the things I was, like, I remembered now playing today about Heroes 3 is that it really doesn't hold your hand. Like, I know I'm gonna speak now for those who have played Heroes 3. Yeah, so we have all the Ascendancy. I'm not gonna do any of the future Ascendancy for the first level, because we don't need it anymore. Yeah, on one side I still regret the fact that I had to restart the character and redo it, but what can you do? The most fun of making this build is gonna be later on when we get to the middle, to the end game, when we're gonna start using Arc. So this is not the biggest loss. Getting back to Heroes, the most what is a lot of fun in that game is you had to learn how to manage your resources. Like, the money you would get from the town hall, if you invest money enough to upgrade it, you get only once a week. The only thing that you receive daily was the resources like wood, ore, gems, what was it? There was something else. Yeah, I don't remember now exactly the resources. We only played one map today, so it's gonna take me a while to get back into Heroes. But that was a fun game. Like, the game, it was a back and forth fight. I played with the Necromancers, my brother played with the humans. I'm not sure if they're called the Empire, but I feel like calling them the Empire, because today every kind of human race is called an empire. And it was a bit of a back and forth. It was a small map, it was a back and forth battle. And at some point I took a risk. I attacked his castle with the troops that I had. His fortress actually managed to defeat some of my stronger troops, while I couldn't break down his walls. And by the time I did break his walls, he had the advantage in troops, so I got defeated there. Strap leather. Awesome. A unique item for us. And so I lost the battle for his castle. Our castles were very close one to another. And when the week ended and I had the possibility to recruit new troops, there was something like a week of plague, and there were no troops to be recruited. And so he had, even with his few troops that he had available, he had some griffins and some knights, he managed to take over my castle because I didn't have any more troops. So that was, in a sense, such a lucky game. But I don't know, even though it was lucky, like, you can imagine how that felt to lose in such a way. For me it was I really became, what do you call that guy? Basically I really hated the feeling of losing to something like that. And I guess he's very happy right now that he won. But anyway, it was a very fun game. Really like the fact that I don't know, I remember how cool that game was, and it really didn't hold your hand in any way, shape or form, but still offers. So you basically need knowledge. Feels a bit I won't compare it to Path of Exile, two different games, but it does feel like those old games there where it was more difficult than yeah, you know, it doesn't hold your hand, it doesn't tell you what to do, you don't get resources constantly. I don't know, it reminded me of some of the old games that we used to play, and it's a nice experience. I even got recommended on YouTube earlier before getting ready, so I did a quick check on YouTube, and a channel got recommended to me. Apparently there's someone playing Heroes Free right now. The video that was recommended to me was posted like 3 months ago, which is recent. Didn't check the channel more, it just bookmarked it. But if you don't know what Heroes Free is, give it a check. There are plenty more than just Heroes Free, but I'm sure there will be people who will get a bit of a nostalgic feeling about that game. Getting back into Path of Exile, we are at level 13, we will get Arc pretty soon, which will be an amazing skill to have. You'll see, you'll love it. Now there are a few skills that are cooler in a sense. Didn't want to pick right now a skill that would be, I don't know, just looking cool. I still feel like I'm playing with skills that feel easy to use, just in the hopes that somewhere in the future I'll get a chance to make my own builds with the skills that look cooler. This one offers me energy shield, but I don't like the links for it. Are we using... yeah, we're using all of 3 links on the rope that we have right now. Okay. Well, let's continue. I wanted to record another hour today. Do the same as I did like yesterday. Record 2 hours in total during the evening for me, but have the rest of the Path of Exile done in the morning. I think it's gonna be a really good point to stop after 2 hours. And then we'll come back in the morning. I believe we'll have just enough time to get the Arc today, and tomorrow in the morning we'll get ourselves ready with the Arc skill, and we're gonna go towards the Heart of Lightning. Was it called? Let's check it quickly. Heart of Thunder. And after doing some Path of Exile in the morning, I'll get close to recording, because it is a Sunday. I'll get close to recording probably a few episodes of Crusader Kings and also the Thrones of Britannia, which is a fun campaign. It's really fun how many ideas we can come up with. Some come from me, some come from the subscribers, some come from the discussion between me and the subscribers. And I feel like we're going to play many games going forward with the idea that we're gonna try ideas out that we wouldn't try otherwise. Because whenever I played on my own, it's all about doing what's most efficient. It's rarely about just having fun, trying some ideas. I guess that's what is missing from some of the games, from some of the strategy games. It's missing what Path of Exile has, which is that idea of experimenting with a certain build, right? In Thrones of Britannia, I've made a few experiments while doing the videos of creating a certain economy. For example, a church-based economy. And that is something that I would probably maximize if I tried taking over a city, but not make an entire faction base its economy on one element or on one theme. A crude bow, a unique bow. The thing is, we have a lot of tribute, so I think I'll take this unique for one of the ranged characters that I might be playing at some point. This amulet is not as good as this one, even though I guess I am getting some elemental damage. And then we're gonna take the chromatic orb. I think this is why I like these rituals. You can see that you can get some items that might be difficult to get otherwise. It just offers you another opportunity to get some items that you might need. And I like that. I think that this league is well thought out.
Ignorance brought you here, sister. To the one place where you're...
Let's see. We are now fighting Brutus. We should be pretty good at defeating him. At least that's what I am hoping. No, I think we're okay.
I will show you what true horror is.
Yeah, with a few fire bombs and use our dash properly. Yeah. It's going to be totally fine here.
When I'm ready and not before.
Good. Need to learn how to throw better frost bombs there.
Had you been my creation, brute, you'd not have fallen so easily.
Overconfidence. Great. Well, that's about it. There's nothing good on Brutus. We're gonna travel to Prisoner's Gate. And we can even go to Lionel's Watch. So let's go back home first. Get our reward for defeating Brutus.
Stay sharp out there.
Clarity. Summon skeletons, lightning warp, flame dash, wither, and body swap. We're gonna take flame dash. Flame dash is one of the skills that we are using. So if I'm going to be showing you, let's see, where is it? Here. Let's do a quick share. And I will need to change the window. Just give me a second, please. There it goes. I know it's a bit wonky the way I move from screen to screen, but I'm gonna try to work on it, get better. I'll get more experience with time. So please be patient with me. So we're gonna use Flame Dash. I'm gonna show you why we're using Flame Dash. Second Wind will offer it another usage. Arcane Surge support, this will provide us a buff for a short while. So each support spell will track how much mana you spend on it, granting a buff when the total mana spent reaches a threshold. Cannot support skills used by totems, blah 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 blah. We'll keep this at level 7 when Flame Dash is level 20. If we keep it at level 7, then the buff will be applied at a certain mana usage, and I'm not gonna get in the rest of it right now. That's for later in the game. So let's get back into it.
Stay sharp out there.
We have Flame Dash here, right? And we're gonna replace our movement skill, which is Freezing Pulse. Not Freezing Pulse, but Frost Blink. That's the one. So what this does, Flame Dash, you see it has a number in the top left corner of the image. That means we can use it 3 times before it has to recharge.
Welcome.
And you always have 3 usages that
For some,
keep recharging. It's a pretty useful skill, gets you out of many critical situations. Here we have a Goat Horn, which increases lightning damage, gives more fire damage to spells. Could be useful. But not that much right now. So I'm not gonna keep it, we're gonna keep this one. I like to collect the uniques early on in the game. I always try to make a complete collection. Of course, it's not something that I can do just yet at my level, but I'm still hoping that one day I will. Okay, well, that's about it here. We're heading forward to Act 2, basically. So this is Flame Dash. This is how it works. You can use it multiple times.
when I'm ready and not before.
It's a bit more useful. And by using that, we can also get, you can see that spinning thing, Arcane Surge, improves the damage. We have the onslaught as well, making us quicker. Nice, we got ourselves another wand here. A greater mana flask, nice. And that's about it. We're gonna add more points towards nimbleness. So we'll get increased critical strike, chance for spells, and increased cast speed.
This is for your own good.
This is for our own good. Okay, we need to find another way in the forest. And this should be pretty easy to do. Let's see what the ritual will offer us now. It is the lightning one. Now I am thinking that we've got so many months to play this league. It just started, but for some reason, all the time, I also remember now how quickly the time will pass. Like it will feel like it just started yesterday. I'm not sure if it's slightly different for other people. I guess for people who do Path of Exile every day. And they're doing this for streaming or for their careers or however they... Let's say they constantly create content for Path of Exile. Maybe they might get bored quicker. It might have something to do, I'm thinking, with the fact that they've reached the end game. I am still I still have a huge goal ahead of me of defeating even some of the old endgame bosses. Maybe when I reach a level where I've done this contest as well, I will feel the same. But otherwise for me it always feels like I can't get bored of this game. And I really liked all the leagues. Maybe you are someone who played Path of Exile and this is a subject that you are interested in. But I really liked all the leagues. I understand that some might not have been as fun. I don't really understand why people didn't like the... how is it called? The one with the farming. Basically there was a league where you were farming monsters. And you could create different items. I understand there are valid points for the people who play this a lot. But I guess for amateurs... Okay, let's go here. We need a corrupted arc, a veil arc skill. So we're gonna explore this as much as possible. Yeah, so I don't really understand why people don't like certain leagues. I'm a bit more casual, so maybe every change is a welcomed one. Everything that's new might be interesting. But even now that it has been integrated in the core game, and we will see the mechanics later on, I don't know why people hate on it. I feel like it's an addition. And it's one that it really works for some people. As much as some of the content, the hardcore content, works for others, like the crafting, I don't think it really fits everybody. And so something that was as fun as farming monsters, except for the fact that it was overpowered, I didn't see a problem with it. There are people who liked Farmville. I'm not sure Farmville still exists, but there were people who were spending hours playing Farmville. So if I personally feel that if people who like Farmville find a connection to come here and play Path of Exile, that is a huge win. I see people and talk to people every day who are playing some, I don't know, really simple games. Games that I don't find as impressive as, for example, Path of Exile, right? Or even if they were based on different kinds of stories. Oh, this is a good one. This not as much. Can we throw it somewhere in here to add more damage? Yes. So in either slot it would work. Let's throw it here. And is this one better than this? No. Is this better than this? No. This flask reduced amount recovered to 170, but it's still better than what we have. And removes freeze, which should be useful for us. 180 mana, I guess we could replace these ones as well. So, find another way into the forest. Yeah, we don't need this. I just entered by reflex. A veil for fireball, nothing impressive, and we'll take this to sell it. Okay, we'll still need to work for our veil arc. When we get our skill, I'll show you why we need a veil arc. or why it would be useful. We don't really need it, at least not early on, especially since it would be very difficult to buy at 20 quality. Getting back to the people, I have a lot of friends who are playing online games. They're doing not online games like MMORPGs or things like that, but they're playing small games, like flash games, and they're spending a lot of hours in them. Don't think that they're spending just they have 10 minutes now and they just go in a game. They're spending hours. And some flash games, I understand they're cool, but they never give PC games a chance. And for some reason they're pretty reticent to trying them out. I have a friend, a good friend, who says that he's afraid to get back into PC gaming because he feels that
Sirens appear to be dining well.
it will capture him so much that he won't be able to give them up. So he will get maybe like overly obsessed with them. And I can understand that argument. Especially if you haven't made it part of your life for a long time and you gave gaming up for certain reasons, I can understand that. But to spend a lot of time playing flash games, I feel like there's a loss there. Because there are so many cool games, so many stories. Like, even if you take something like more complex, like The Witcher 3, we don't need to talk to Fairgraves to do his mission. So we're just gonna do his mission and come back to him afterwards. You will defeat 7 powerful units. Yeah, so there's many games, even like The Witcher, but even if you go into something that might be, I don't know, might not look as complicated as The Witcher, like you don't need reflexes to play Stardew Valley, right? Or Graveyard Keeper that we played on the channel. Like, I feel like those games have so much more, it's so much more worthy to play and spend times in those games than it is to do flash games. So I'm not sure exactly what is the charm, because I feel like for people who spend a lot of time in flash games, the argument that I don't really want to get into gaming because I'll get stuck playing them, I don't know, it just doesn't feel
When I'm ready,
right to
and
me.
not before.
Now, if you if you are someone who's spending a lot of spending a lot of time in flash games, let's see, Armorer Strong Box, let's open this. Some iron greaves that we could sell. Yeah, we'll take this area first for Fairgrave's quest. If you are someone who is playing a lot of flash games, or has been playing one for a long time, maybe you can give me a recommendation, or let me know via the email or comment below why you enjoy flash games or what games you enjoy and why. There used to be a website like Armor Games, was it? Where there were some games posted, and sometime in the age of flash games, there were some that were really cool that you could play like for 10 minutes or so. There were a few browser-based games that were pretty interesting. Like, what would I play? Was it Travian? There was something with different armies, and you would pick a faction and you'd have to build, and you had clans. I guess the first games that the games nowadays are modeled on, because there's also always a map nowadays. There's always a faction that you pick from, recruitment, resource management, anime girls, anything that sells, anything that attracts someone to install it and sells. But most of the games look quite the same. Let's see. Near the crossroads, you'll encounter the child of Lunaris in the ruins of a temple and slay it. A light of Lunaris shines. I don't know this quest. A driftwood wand, +1 to socketed spells. Okay, 28% increased spell damage plus another 8%. This is a good wand. This is a perfect one for us right now. Let's see, can we defer this? No, unfortunately we cannot defer the Child of Lunaris. I don't know if he would have dropped an item, some special item, but we'll have to find it in the future. Let's see. Can we replace it somewhere here and be really good? Yes. An explosive trap. We need to color one of the wands. Let's try to color the circlet here. More chances to get the green one. Yep, and we managed to do so. Nice. So we keep our explosive trap just for a while longer. We'll get this increased cast speed.
When I'm ready and not before.
And now let's continue the quest. Sorry about that ramble. I hope you have enjoyed at least some of the subject that I've opened. Playing today with my brother, playing Heroes 3 for the first time in probably 10 years. I don't think I've played it in the last 10 years, at the least. Really made me remember like some of the old times, right? Some of the old games, even like remembering even Farmville, really, and Flash games and things like that. The type of games that I used to play during university, my university years, when I had a lot of time on hand, or sometimes between classes I would come home from the university and I would have half an hour at home where I would eat, start YouTube, watch something for about 10 minutes while sleeping. Like I would take these power naps, like 10-minute power naps, and then I would go back to school for the next classes. University is a bit different here in Romania than it is in other countries. But that will be a subject for a different time. Let's get into back into Path of Exile. As we do have some time on our hand, we're gonna try to get these quests down, reach the next area. Come on. Start the summon. We're gonna use this. To destroy them. This will be a very easy battle. There we have it.
And that's how you die properly, sailor boy. No half measures, thank you.
Well, she's got a good attitude on her. She's tough. Now we're almost at the point. Let's see. Are the There's a prophecy here, but I didn't find them. I didn't find the undead.
Not before.
Let's try to see if we can find them. Oh, these are the ones. They're all rare. But they're zombies. Okay, I'm willing to do this. Plenty of experience right there. Sarktooth Claw. There's... I guess this is an Exile right here. Nice. Coral ring, a leather belt.
Much clutter.
Okay, we have too much stuff, so let's take a quick journey home. Sell our stuff. We have a passive point, but we don't have the space. Let's sell these. Hmm, 360 life. I'll keep this for the freeze debuff, for removing the freeze. Removes poison, that could be good. And this just offers cold to attacks, not to spells. I'm gonna replace this one here.
Goodbye.
Fairgrave's reward will get another passive point here. And we said earlier that our next step right now is going to go forward here to an annihilation, so we'll start adding some damage there. Throw these in. Don't need the flask anymore, we'll destroy it like that. It's okay. I don't need the Frostblink either. Siphoning Trap we don't need. I will keep the Veil Fireball. I do like keeping these gems, maybe for a future build. And those that have quality, that's what we're using it for. Okay, let's take back the portal. Some leather scale boots. Other than that, it doesn't seem like he dropped anything amazing. Ooh, we're fighting! Oh, so the Exile was part of this shrine. That was cool. So you can get all types of monsters here. Let's see, what can we do? Orb of Chance, Perandus Coins, Talisman. +1 to the number of raised zombies. Free increased damage. Nothing that amazing. I guess I'll get some Orb of Augmentation maybe. I guess it's better than nothing.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Okay, so now we have a new portal back home. Let's get a new mission to defeat.
Goodbye.
Oh, I even forgot how back we were. But we got ourselves the Arc. Let's see, anything else here? Stormbrand, Stormburst, Creeping Forest, Volatile Dead. Okay, we'll get the Arc first. That's where we start. I thought that we were heading already towards the next act, but we are not. We're very far behind. Way more behind than I thought we would be. So we're gonna add Frostbomb with added lightning damage and onslaught support. That is what the guide says. So at this point, let me show you this. Now we're working towards this from level 12 onwards, right? We have Arc. Then we are going to add the lightning damage support, add Onslaught. And when we get our 4 link, maybe we can add either elemental focus support or added cold damage support. Control destruction support could be good as well. A wave of conviction. These are like the following. Use the following on bosses. A wave of conviction, which is an expanding wave of energy surges forward, damaging enemies in a cone-shaped area over a duration. Each enemy hit is inflicted with exposure matching the element of which they took the highest damage. Only one wave of conviction can be active at a time. And that means they will have probably reduced damage against whatever hits the highest. So either lightning or frost. Then we also have either Frostbite here, which is a curse, reduces cold resistances, or Assassin's Mark, which is a curse again on... This is more for the bosses. Get that life and mana when killed, and cursed enemies have a certain percentage to grant power charge when hit. We'll see about power charges later. And then we will look for auras. Herald of Thunder, and summon Skitterbots. We will be using this whenever we'll get them. I don't think there's anything else that we need to talk about right now. That is about it. It says, in the guide, it says the following. From level 12, after killing Merveil, which we're going for now, you'll be setting up for your road to maps. It might be a little rough for some bosses, but you should eventually be fine with this setup. So our damage will not be that amazing early on, but it's gonna start to feel better and better as time goes by. Let's get back to our game. I am showing the right screen. I'll be a tiny bit paranoid as we play this for a while. Let's put the lightning damage. We're gonna add the lightning damage to the frost bomb. Keep the arcane surge on flame dash. That's about it for now. We will need for the future. Let's see, do we have added cold damage here? Yes. So I'll buy this added cold damage because we will want to level it up. Anything else? Efficacy. Nope, the rest don't seem to be anything that we need. Okay, so that was about it. Let's sell whatever we came with, and doesn't look important. Definitely not right now. Let's not sell this together.
Farewell.
Okay, well, that's our setup. Let's add over here the arc. Add over here the bombs. And that's it. For the first time, we're gonna start using arc. And you will see how cool it looks. Now, what does the arc do? Let's take a look at this. It has a 10% chance to shock enemies. Shocked enemies take more damage from you. Chains 4 times. That means it moves up to... It's like a chain lightning, and it moves up to 4 enemies. 15% more damage for each remaining chain. Meaning that if we are going to attack a single target with one attack, it won't chain 4 times because it doesn't have where to go. But what it will do is that it will add 15% more damage for each remaining chain. So it will increase that attack by a certain amount. We're also doing some cold damage and some lightning damage from our wands. And that appeared because you are protected whenever you teleport from one area to another, just in case it takes more time to load than it takes for you to appear on the map, so you don't die without you seeing it. This attack also provides us with 50% more damage for each remaining chain. Oh, I read that already. 10% chance to gain Onslaught, because we have it supported by the Onslaught. 11% increased effect of lightning elements. And I guess that's about it. The rest is added by our items. The thing is, if we get to have an arc that is a Veil arc, one of those corrupted gems, the attack that charges up when you're killing enemies has 100% chance to shock enemies. And that is very good against single targets, against bosses. That's why we'll want to get that as soon as we can. Though at the beginning of the game it will be very difficult to get one, especially one that's at level 20 quality. I think I said this earlier as well. But nobody has these items. So we'll see. Look at this attack. It's very easy to use. It goes around corners as long as it hits a target. So from here on out, our lives will be so much easier. I guess this would be good, a good belt. Let's see, more critical strike. Let's keep adding points into this. Yeah, I don't think Merveil is in this direction, but we're gonna continue then. We have a ritual site.
Oops, clumsy me.
So good to get back to this skill. Let's continue. I see the other altar on this side. A treasure chest. A daughter of Merveil. Okay. Superior nailed fists. These are some energy gloves that we might use. Let's see, was the daughter of Merveil in this? I think we can give up the explosive trap, because now we have Arc and I think it's good enough to push us forward. Let's see, Leyline gloves. This is one of the new items where it provides you with a penalty while also giving you a huge bonus. So this will reduce our mana by 30%, but there is a 27% chance when you pay a skill's mana cost to gain that much mana. And it also provides us with some physical damage, not important. Increased attack speed, not important because we use cast. Plus 10 to energy shield, increased energy shield by 10%. Yeah, so what you do with these items, what you want to do is try to work with the penalty, try to reduce it to as much as you can while putting in value the buff. It can be pretty interesting. Let's see, what do we want? Do we want some of these items? Like, I feel like these are pretty common. Don't really want them. Could use the Orb of Fusing. Let's defer some items. Let's push this forward into our next round and buy some of these. Okay, well,
I'm ready and not before.
our episode today will end after we reach Act 2. So we're gonna go through these lands. We're gonna fight Merveil and reach the forest encampment. That will be our goal. And I think it's going to be a good point for me to stop, rest. I'll have about 30 minutes until I'll head to sleep. This should give me, with these 2 episodes in mind for tomorrow and the day after, should give me a good head start. Should really open doors if you're interested in seeing this build and maybe play this build on your own. And thus we'll be able to get to making more episodes following Monday, Tuesday, and so on and so forth next week. They will be, unfortunately, they will have to be half-hour long. I can't make more than that right now with the current schedule. But maybe one day we'll do more. I am thinking that this could be one of those cool games that we could play during a stream. Maybe one of the first streams that I will do at some point. With the small setup I have right now, where I'm changing from one screen to another with a second monitor, even though it's a small one, it seems to be doing the job. Thus it will not require a bigger investment from me. Don't have the resources to go that way right now. But it seems like it does the job. And I feel like that's all we need. I'm getting trained like this. I'm gonna see, maybe I'll do a test stream, but only something that I'll do on my own, just to see how it works on Twitch, how comments might show up, and any other tools that we might need. And who knows? I mean, 2021 is a long year, so you never know when we might start doing something else for the weekend. I don't think I'll be a long time streamer, though. I prefer YouTube as a form of play. Crown of Thorns, Vine Circlet. 63 to maximum energy, reflects 5 physical damage back to the melee attackers, plus 5 physical damage taken from attack hits. Pain Attunement. Or you will slay a powerful foe and gain its powers. More energy shield here. Let's see what we can do. I want to defer this item because it's unique and it might be useful. And with the tribute that we have left, take the sleepers? Take the sleepers. Though it doesn't have the right links. We'll see. We'll see if we can work with them. Fire resistance, lightning resistance, okay. What we have equipped already is better. So Marvel's lair, let's see how we'll deal with her. Thing is, we might not be super strong right now. The damage is slightly underwhelming. We don't have the perfect setup just yet. But we should have enough defense to hold ourselves pretty well here. We're definitely doing much better than we did in the past with our past series. Let's throw in some traps, throw in a frost bomb, throw in some arcs. Definitely enough possibilities. She's resistant to chaos. She's resistant to lightning, which we have, but vulnerable.
It was love that did this to you.
To frost bomb because to cold because of our frost bomb. Let's see, 100% increased evasion. We don't have any, right? Yeah. Estimated chance to evade attacks? No, it's 22%. So... Evasion rating of 121. Yeah, I'm not sure this will come in handy with our current setup. But that's about it. We are very close to finishing this.
It's nice to see
I
you
definitely
skin
need
some life in this
a break. I need to rest today. Some of my words, I realize while I speak that I need a break because the words, the sentences are not making sense all the time, and not, the right words are not coming to mind. So, Annihilation, let's see, what will this do? For Arc? Well, just increased critical strike chance. Okay, let's see, what do we have here? We have our Orbs of Fusing again. Now I doubt we'll find the other ritual site. Let's explore a bit. See if we can. Maybe we'll get those Orbs of Fusing. Okay, it's not here, then we'll go towards the encampment.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Oh, there's the ritual site. It's pretty close to us. Look at that range of that skill. That chain lightning is really cool, really strong. I love this skill. I've played it once as my as a test, trying to figure out if this is something that I'll want to do in the new league. And then I played yesterday when I recorded the first episodes, and this is the third time I'm playing it, and I still love it. Feels really good. Feels easy to use. It feels quick. It feels strong. Hopefully it will stay the same as we progress through the game. But from what the guide said, it looks pretty promising.
Going? Fare you well.
So here we are, let's pick our quests up.
And so, return when you...
And that's about it. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. It was a bit weird. It was a bit weird for me to do it the second time as well. It got me pretty tired, especially after today. And I hope it didn't seem too like I'm complaining too much about what happened and all. I'm gonna try to do better. That is the promise that I give you, that I keep working on doing this. I am trying to push myself even further than before. That's why I'm trying to do this with the multiple screens, trying to learn more so I can bring better quality to you guys. But this is a process and it takes quite a bit of energy out of me, so every once in a while I get a bit unfocused on the game that I am currently playing. So tomorrow it's gonna be a brand new day. My voice will be rested, my thoughts will be rested, so we're gonna focus more on the build at hand and bringing it to the max level that we can, and hopefully pretty soon get towards the end game where the real fun starts. For the moment, I thank you very much for watching. I thank you very much for your support. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. I wish you all until then to have a wonderful day.